All right. So the other big thing that's going on is the amount of big name teams and ranked teams that lost over this weekend. You had 4 top 10 teams lose: Miami, Ole Miss, Texas Tech, LSU, and then another 5: Tennessee, USC, Memphis, Utah, Nebraska. So that always makes it interesting too, just because obviously that jumbles up the rankings. And I mean, we've talked about rankings several times, how whack they are, but that's kind of where we're at with that. But that's what will be interesting going forward, is especially in the SEC. I don't think the Big Ten has as big of a thing with that, because they got like Indiana, Ohio State. They don't have any ranked games left. But the SEC is a completely different story.
Yeah.
And so that'll be interesting how all that shakes out, all that good stuff.
Yeah, but I agree, because SEC has so many ranked teams left.
Yeah.
And the good thing about SEC, for the most part, they all play each other.
Right on.
Yeah. So, it'll definitely shake itself out.
Absolutely. And then can you believe how many, I mean, not every school on this list is a huge name, but how many schools have let their coach go since, I think the earliest one I have on here is September 14th. These are all since the season started. Deshaun Foster at UCLA, Brent Pry, Virginia Tech, James Franklin, Penn State, Napier, Florida this week, which is also, he's the first coach leaving there since the 40s, the 1940s, with a losing record.
That's crazy.
That's wild. Trent Bray from Oregon State, Sam Pittman, Arkansas, Mike Gundy, Oklahoma State, Jay Norvell, Colorado State, and Dilfer at UAB. Like, can you remember a season when that many coaches were relieved of their duties mid-season?
Well, and that's why I said what I said about Signetti.
Yeah.
Because he's been there 2 years and he turned a dumpster fire program into a national powerhouse.
Real talk.
So if I'm an AD and I'm looking at that, I'm like, bro, you've been here 6-7 years. What are you doing?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You telling me Colorado State can't recruit like Indiana? They were pretty much on the same level.
Yeah.
So if he can do that, what are you doing?
Yeah.
And
UCLA, like, there's got to be money at UCLA, right?
There's definitely money at UCLA.
It's LA. Like, how is that? Like, sometimes I wonder, like, how is that school not a powerhouse?
Exactly.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, in those areas. But yeah, it's wild. I just can't remember a time. And two, like we talked about earlier, I think, the days of a coach coming in and being there for 15, 20 years, I think those days are gone.
Yeah.
I just think
I believe you'll find some.
Yeah, here and there.
You'll find some here and there, but overall, it's going to be what have you done for me lately?
Yeah.
They're not giving you this, like, just jump to basketball. Coach K got a lifetime contract.
Yeah.
With Duke. You're not finding, Nick Saban had a lifetime contract with Alabama. You're not going to find that unless you're actually pouring into the program and actually winning.
Yeah.
And not just, you win the primetime game. No, you need to be winning conference champions. You need to be winning bowl games. You need to be winning national championships.
Yeah.
Or at least competing for it.
Absolutely.
Well, no, you got to be winning, because James Franklin, he competed for one last year. He was 2 drives away. Well, really 1 drive away from being in the national championship. So if you're not winning, you're not going to be there long. And that's what it's come down to.
Yeah.
Like Signetti, like, pressure's on now, buddy, because you brought us out of the dumpster fire, cleaned us off, made us look pretty. Now let's win.
Yeah.
And, so same thing with Deion. Deion took a 1-11 team. They went 3-9 the first year, went 9-3 the second year.
Yeah.
Okay. They might make a bowl game this year, but the year after, okay, hey, are we competing for a conference championship? Because I believe certain schools, expectation is different.
For sure. They're not going to fire
But
Dion if he doesn't play for a national title.
exactly. They're not going exactly because they haven't played one since 1990.
Yeah.
So, but we got to be at least competing for a conference championship, buddy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's what it comes down to.
And two, I think it's, because, let's face it, it's a business.
Oh,
So
absolutely.
like any other business, I got to believe as long as their university, that's why sometimes I think the fan base and I'll even include Michigan in that because to me, and I love Michigan football, but they are not a perennial powerhouse.
Okay.
They're just not. They've had many different sections of time. The fact of the matter is they've won 2 national championships since the 40s.
Yeah.
So let's not act like Michigan is Bama or really even Ohio State. Like,
yeah.
They're just not. And because I think at the end of the day, I'm not saying it, I don't think it means anymore in Ohio State. But I think, too, a big thing is especially for what I'll say, like your, and I think Michigan's an A-level program, but I'm talking more of like your B and C level programs. Like at the end of the day, if you're turning a massive ass profit,
yeah,
aren't you successful? Like that's really what it's about, right? You're making money.
Yeah.
To think that, I don't know, Arkansas or Northwestern is going to fire their coach because you're not making the playoffs. You're rarely going to make the playoffs.
Yeah.
You just are. There's 12 teams get in. You're rarely going to be in the top 30, let alone the top 12.
Agreed.
But if those teams are, and I would bet, I don't know this, but I would bet like a school like Arkansas, I bet you they make a huge profit every year.
Oh, yes, of course.
It's a very popular university, and those schools, they make millions of dollars. So if you can, if you're turning a profit and you can jump in this NIL game and maybe one year you capture that lightning in a bottle.
Yeah.
And who knows? But it's
I completely agree.
At the end of the day, it's a business. And I think many times, and I know fans, and including myself, sometimes we forget that. It's that, winning certainly matters, but at the end of the day, it's a business that needs to turn a profit.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's why I give the new owner of the Colts, I give her a lot of kudos because it's like, hey, I'm paying you to do a job. Do your job, or I'm gonna find somebody else who can.
Right.
And I think that's going to be a mantra across the board. I don't know if owners are going to be on the sideline necessarily, but owners are going to start holding people more accountable.
Yeah, and they should.
And ADs are going to be holding coaches more accountable. Coaches are going to be holding players more accountable because everybody is getting paid now.
Yeah.
So this is no longer just a sport. This is a job. So hey, there's expectations when you're getting paid to do something.
Absolutely.
So.
And that's why I would say at the beginning when this whole NIL thing first started, I remember thinking like people better be careful what they wish for.
Yeah.
Because that's great, and I'm not saying I've never been against the college kids getting paid.
Yeah.
Something, right? These universities have been making millions off of them for many years. I had no problem with that. The problem I have is now it's become more free agency.
Yep.
And the prize goes to the highest bidder, and the problem is be careful what you wish for because you get everything that comes with that.
Yeah, and that's something I've always stood on. Like, I have no problem with the athletes getting paid, but there should be some kind of regulation in place so it's not the Wild Wild West.
For sure. Yeah, no, I think that's where, I know, have you seen the story about the high school kid that's trying to, I don't know if he's suing or whatever, but he's taking a case to where, because he believes high school kids should be able to make money off NIL. Have you seen that?
I have not seen that.
Yeah, Google that article later. That kid, that's from my high school.
Wow.
That kid's at my high school back in Ohio.
Wow.
And I haven't looked up too much on it. I think as of right now, I don't know if the judge issued like a restraining order or whatever right now to say like, you can, but it sounds like that's going to go through in the state of Ohio. And apparently that's already the case in several states. I didn't know that.
Wow, no, I didn't know that
but
either.
Apparently that's already a thing.
NIL
in high school.
I did know that because there's this. I'm a huge wrestler, as you know. There's a kid in Pennsylvania, Bo Bassett, He's the number 2 ranked wrestler in the country, no matter the class.
Yeah.
But number 2 because, the kid that's on the wrestling team, is ranked number 1. And he has multiple NIL deals.
Yeah.
And he's still in high school. So, no, I did know that. Now that you just said that, remind me of that.
It's going to be wild. I think and that's what it always is with all that stuff, right? Like everything, it'll turn into the Wild West. It'll get out of hand. Some bad shit's going to go down. And then they're like, okay, we need rules. We need stricter rules.
Yeah.
But in the end, I mean, it's like, who, and I see both sides of it. Like, what does that mean for high school athletics now? What is that? Yeah. Is high school athletics a business now? Which it already kind of is at certain places.
It already kind of is, especially with these
IMG Academy.
These powerhouse schools. Yeah,
100%.
Like, especially when you're charging almost $100,000 for a year of tuition.
Right, for sure.
Come on, that is already a business.
Have you ever looked into that IMG Academy?
No.
It's
when
wild.
I heard the dollar amount for the tuition, I said I wouldn't even look in that direction.
And they can live there.
Yeah.
It's a campus. Yeah. Like, that's part of it. You can do tuition and then tuition plus room and board. Yeah. Like, it's wild. Like, can you imagine?
Yeah, a lot of the Duke players, not a lot, but a couple of the Duke players have come from IMG.
Yeah, that's where JJ went.
Yeah, so it was like, man, woof.
Yeah, that's wild. In high school.
Yeah, in high school. You're paying as much for high school as you're doing for college.
Yeah.
But I guess if you make it to the league, it's worth it.
That's the thing, because you're not leaving IMG with a degree.
No. If you make it to the league, it's worth it. But if you don't make it, whew.
Yeah. Well, speaking of making money, I looked up on this is from betmgm.com.
Mm-hmm.
And have you seen the current Heisman odds?
I have not. What are you?
So the current National College Quarterback of the Year award, Ty Simpson is now the favorite. I thought I saw the other day when I looked that Julian Sayin was the number 1 at plus 300. He's now third.
Okay.
Ty Simpson at plus 300. Fernando Mendoza at Indiana plus 325. Sayin is plus 400. Diego Pavia plus 800. You got to go all the way down. Next is Marcel Reed, Texas A&M, Gunnar Stockton at Georgia, Dante Moore at Oregon. So you got to go all the way down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Number 8 and number 9 are finally non-quarterbacks, which to me is wild. I think some of these guys are great, but, and believe me, it pains me to say this, but Jeremiah Smith not being in the top 4 or 5 is wild.
Yeah, well, it was like you just said, as the National Quarterback of the Year.
Yeah. And even
you have to do something that's never been done before.
Yeah.
To win it as a non-quarterback.
Oh yeah. And
that's why it was so refreshing to see Travis and Ashton Genty finish 1 and 2 last year.
Yeah.
Because it's you didn't have a quarterback that was doing off the chart stuff.
Yeah.
But you have to, if you're just like Saquon with the MVP. Mm-hmm. I believe if Saquon would have broke the record last year, he would have won the MVP and Offensive Player of the Year.
Probably.
But because he didn't, let's give it to a quarterback. Because if you look at him, Lamar Jackson had better numbers than Josh Allen.
Yeah.
So it's turned into a quarterback award. It's lost a lot of its luster.
Yeah, for me too.
Because the best player is whoever they feel the best quarterback is. And
no. Yeah,
I think it sucks.
I don't understand it. I think Jeremiah Love, the running back from Notre Dame, that guy's a horse.
He should be up there.
He should be up towards the top. And that's what's wild. Like, Julian Sayin is 3, and Jeremiah Smith is whatever I said, 2, 4, 6, 8. He's 9th.
Yeah.
Now, if you take Jeremiah
the thing is, it's like, he can't do anything without
right.
Sayin.
And that's why I wish they would look at it that way. If you took Jeremiah Smith off the Buckeyes, they would still be decent, but that would be a huge loss.
Oh, heck yeah.
If you took Julian Sayin off the Buckeyes, you could plug in almost any serviceable QB, and they would still be a force.
I agree.
if you took Diego Pavia off Vanderbilt, that would be huge.
Yeah, that'd be huge.
They don't have another guy.
He's that team's heartbeat, man.
Yeah. I wish they would look at it more like that instead of just going off of stats. And I don't have a huge problem with Ty Simpson being up there. If they end up running the table and win, I mean, they just beat 4 ranked teams in a row.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's hard to argue.
Yeah.
It's hard to argue what Mendoza's doing in Indiana.
And he was a big part of it.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't like he was a supporting cast. He was part of the show.
But Julian saying at 3,
yeah,
with the people they've played so far, and Jeremiah Smith being that far down is laughable to me.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
That's why the Heisman in college and the MVP in the NFL.
Yeah,
it's a popularity contest
for sure.
You know what I mean? And who has the popular name right now?
Yeah, absolutely.
Carson Beck shot himself in the foot. He was my front runner, and he destroyed his odds in that Louisville game. Even if he would have played decent and they still lost, you could have made an argument for him still. But dude threw 2-3 interceptions. And he looked horrible, man.
He is now plus 4,000.
Yeah, no, he there's no way he can win the Heisman now. No. Because he has no other games on his schedule and even if they make the ACC championship game, those are postseason. So those games aren't counted into so he's done. His chances are ruined. This year was his best chance to do it.
I can tell you this. I don't have much respect for the Heisman anyway, that award just in general. But if the finalists, when that comes out, if Julian Sayin is there and Jeremiah Smith is not, that whole thing's a crock. I mean, I think it's a crock anyway. Just previous winners, there have been guys that were, and that's how it should, like I said before, that's how it should be looked at. If you took this guy off, and the kid last year, Will Howard, has proved that.
Yeah.
Dude, Will Howard was on nobody's top 10 list for quarterbacks, and he took that team and won the title with him. It wasn't because of Will Howard.
Yeah.
Right? Any serviceable QB could have taken that team with that defense and those receivers and went all the way.
I agree.
I agree. But let's move on to something that makes more sense.
Okay.
I think. Have you ever heard of a gentleman by the name of Monty Quinn? Have you ever heard that name before?
The name sounds familiar, but I'm not positive.
I had not.
Or maybe I'm thinking of 2 separate people and combining names together.
Yeah, the only Monty I've ever known was Monty Ball. And so this kid plays for the Division III. I'm going to try to say this. It's a tongue twister.
Okay.
Curry College Colonels.
Say that 3 times fast.
Right. Division III Curry College Colonels. This gentleman broke I don't know how old the record was when he broke it, but he broke the Division III record for yards in a game as a running back.
Okay. Well, let me guess how many he had.
Go ahead and throw a guess out there on carries, yards, and touchdowns.
Okay, so let's see. The record has to be at least 300. The record was 400. Okay. So if he broke the record, I'm going to say he went 30 for 500 and 4 tuds.
He went 20 for 522 and 7 tutties. That comes out to 26.1 yards a carry. And these were his touchdown runs. You ready? I'm going to start with the smallest one. 30, 58, 64, 78, 84, and 85. And that's only 6. Somewhere in there he had a 7th one, but these were his 6 longest runs.
So let me tell you something. I've done that 3 times in my career, right? I've run for over 400 yards 3 times in my career.
That's a bunch.
Yeah. They were all on Madden. It was a created player that had my name on it.
I thought you was going to tell me some sweet ass high school stories.
No. All of Madden.
Yeah.
I created my player and I dominated every team that I played. And I ran for over 400
Yes.
3 times, but I never even sniffed 500 yards.
Yeah.
That is
522.
crazy.
That's nuts. Now, I don't know anything about their team or who they played, but the fact of the matter is,
What was the score to that game?
I don't have that answer.
Okay, all right, now I gotta look.
Yeah.
Now I gotta look. I have to look. Wow. Division 3, right?
Yep.
And you say it's the Curry oh my goodness.
College Colonels.
Curry College Colonels. Let's see. Curry College Colonels. All right, found them. I can't even click on. Wow, I can't even click on.
Yeah, like it's probably not even a team that has a. And that's,
oh my goodness. Okay, let's see. I'll do it like this. Man, that's depressing.
Yeah, because it was. I did find a little thing on it. It's an and that's an NCAA record, not just a Division III record.
Yeah, I bet. Let's see. They played Nicholas College and beat them 71-37.
71-37.
71-37.
And so he accounted for 40 plus of those points.
Yeah. It was 31-13 at halftime. Oof. Man. And I can't pull up anything on it.
Yeah, there's not like any box score.
No, there's no box score. There's nothing
I can find. There's just like a...
Man. Let's see if I can go. Let me see, because I want to see. Holy crap. 522 on 20 carries is ridiculous.
Yeah. He had 8 rushes of over 25 yards. 6 of those were those touchdowns. It says, not only did Quinn break the NCAA Division III record for rushing yards in a game, he ran for the most yards by anyone to ever play a collegiate football game at any division.
Yes. The FBS record was 427 by Samaje Perine at Oklahoma.
Yeah.
That 7th touchdown that you don't see is because it was for 2 yards. Yeah. It wasn't worthy to be up there with the rest of them.
But I don't know what's more wild, the 500 yards or that he did it on only 20 carries.
I think it's the 20 carries.
Because like I've seen games before, even the previous guy, Samaj, he had 427, but he had 34 carries.
Yeah. It's the 20 carries for me.
The record before that was 425, and that guy had 46 carries. Like, that makes sense, right? 46 for 420. Like, he carried the ball 46 times. But 20 times?
Yeah. I'm looking at this team over the last 4 games. They're 5-1 right now. And over the last 4 games, they're averaging 61 points.
Phew.
And their margin of victory is 49.75. So basically 50 points a game. They're beating teams.
Yeah. It's funny because they said in here, Quinn gave all the credit to his teammates and coaches. Quinn said the O-line was dominating all game.
Yeah, I bet. I bet they were.
You think?
I bet. I'm talking about moving mountains, buddy.
Yeah. So I'm like, but I saw that. I thought that was wild.
That is wild.
Because
that is wild. It's the 20 carries for me, bro.
Yeah.
It's the 20 carries. Because even in Madden, I'm doing like 30, 35 carries to get what I'm getting.
Right.
You know.
And if I do that, I'm on like super easy mode.
Yeah. Come on, man.
Like breaking tackles.
It definitely wasn't all pro. It definitely wasn't all pro.
No.
I was probably playing a rookie when I did it. But hey, either way, I have 4 games when I rushed over 400.
That's right.
And you can't take that from me, okay?
Can't take it. That happens.
Can't take that from me. Yeah. That is crazy, though.
Yeah.
Hey, shout out to Curry College Colonels and
Monty Quinn.
Hey, Monty Quinn, buddy. Hey, not bad. Hey, there's an attaboy. There you go. There's an attaboy. Good gracious, man.
Yeah, get that
he
man
was
a Gatorade.
toting that pigskin right there, buddy. Man.
Well, so since we're kind of doing a little part 2 here, what did you think of that game? How did you feel about Baker last night? I know.
I'm still high on Baker. I'm still high on Baker. I still love Baker. Up to this point, Baker was my MVP front runner. But they could not block that Detroit D line.
No.
That Detroit D line was eating all night, man.
Yeah, Hutch.
And
Those guys like that kind of game last night. It doesn't show up in the box score,
no.
but they were in his grill
Yes, they were.
all the time.
The whole game.
And he tried doing his patented Baker shuffles and it wasn't working.
Nothing was working. Nothing was working.
That was
it was a complete and total domination by the Lions.
Absolutely.
Jahmyr Gibbs looked like the best running back in the league, even though I think Jonathan Taylor is the best running back in the league this year.
Hard to argue that.
Jahmyr Gibbs put his name in the hat. And they just look really good on all three phases. All three phases, they look good.
Yeah, so we ended up going, we went, because the Chiefs, ugh, get that out of my mouth. The Seahawks.
Yeah.
They handled business.
Yeah.
So we ended up going 1-1 last night, which puts us at 22-8 for you and 19-11 for me.
I'm rubbing my hands together like I'm Birdman, baby.
When we get together on Thursday, I just want you to know that from the time we end this show until we get on Thursday, I am going to be doing research and everything I can to try and get the slightest or largest edge I can possibly find. So
understood.
If I don't start making up some ground soon,
you're going to be cooking steaks, buddy.
Well, yeah, and it's going to look like our work fantasy league, which is
yeah.
I don't even want to talk about that. We
played first place right now,
and I got to play you this week.
Oh, and you play me this week.
Yeah. So that's not good.
I'm sorry for you, man. I'm sorry.
I feel sorry for me.
You know, I love this fantasy thing. I'm starting to become a real addict for it. You know, this being my first year. But I told you guys, if I walk in here and win this thing year one, I'm not going to hear the last of it, man. I'm going to retire. I'll just do a family.
That's what I'm going to do.
I'll do a family league, and I'm going to sit back like Thanos and look over a gracious galaxy.
And be like, hey, I mean, just kind of Michael Jordan it out of here. Like, there's really nothing else for me no other mountains to climb. So I'm going to take this banner. I'm going to hang it in the rafters here at the house.
There you go.
And
there you go. If and when I win, I'm going to hang the banner right here, right up under the Eagles.
That's kind of dirty, but okay.
Right here. Well, I'm just saying so the world will know of my success.
Okay.
That's all. Okay. That's all. Not to rub it in anyone's face.
I got to figure out. I'm going to have my wife make our banner for us.
Sounds good to me.
So what is that? What is that? About 24 inches there behind
me? Yeah.
So I'm gonna make a little long ways banner, 8 like.
Okay, well that's fine because I can put it right here.
Yeah.
So that's fine too. So either way you try to sabotage my moment.
You know what?
I will find a way.
I think a nice 6 foot by 8 foot flag would look good.
No one to see it.
We'll just put it up in the corner.
There you go.
That's funny.
There you go. But you know something, Jason? What is the greatest words in sports?
Words?
What's the greatest words in sports?
Well, if you're on the right side of the victory, it's game over.
Game over. Okay, I'll go with that. You know, I would say?
What?
Game 7.
Game 7.
Game 7.
I got to tell you, that is probably one of the most heartbreaking games that I've watched of a team that is not. I mean, I'm a kind of a little bit of a Mariners fan just because of Griffey and being the Griffey fan that I am and following him all those years. And there's a lot of different reasons. Lou Piniella was the Reds manager that won the World Series, and he went on to manage the Mariners later on. And I always liked a lot of their players, Randy Johnson, A-Rod before he turned into an asswipe. Like they're just, I've always liked the Mariners. I've been to Seattle. I think it's a really cool town.
Yeah.
So that was about as heartbreaking of a game that I think I've watched for a team that isn't mine.
Yeah, I felt bad for Seattle and all their fans.
Yeah, they are still
because
the only team that has never played in a World Series.
Yeah.
And I really thought this was their year.
I did too. To be up 3-1, bottom of the seventh, and to watch Springer send that bomb.
Yeah,
when he hit it, I knew it was gone.
Oh yeah, and it wasn't that deep. It was 3 or 4 rows deep, but I knew it too. You could just
it's the sound.
Yeah,
and it's the sound, like, and man, he jacked that thing out of there, man.
And it's crazy too, because like they were in it. I mean, they had a couple home runs. The problem is when Rodriguez and Cal Raleigh homered, there was nobody on, so they were solo shots.
Yep.
And they didn't pitch bad collectively. Eddie Bizzardo, who's been a solid bullpen guy for them, gives up the 3-run bomb. I always feel like bad for that guy. Like,
yeah, but I don't even think the starter should have been pulled out. He was pulled out in the 4th inning. I think that was premature.
Yeah, I think that's kind of where baseball is now. Unfortunately, I think the first time, the first sign of, hey, this guy might be, because in a game 7, it's win or go home. So in a game 7, that's when you'll see like you might have a starter come in and finish the game. And I don't know. I just thought it was sad. And nothing against Toronto.
Yeah.
I don't dislike Toronto other than they're Canadian. But and I don't mean that. I don't hate Canadians. I wish we were on the metric system. But I mean I don't know. It's Canada. I don't know.
I'm with you, man. I'm with you.
Have you ever been to Canada?
I've been through Canada. I haven't actually enjoyed Canada itself. I thought about going to Toronto a couple times. But.
Yeah, I've been to Windsor back in the day because we used to be able to go up there and party, but when we were younger. But I don't know. I was just, and I think, and I again, nothing against the Blue Jays, and I don't know if a Blue Jays fan will ever hear this video, but nothing against the Blue Jays. Got no problem with the Blue Jays, but I just feel like this is going to be a real snoozer. Which the last time I said that was the Icy Hot Bowl, and boy, was I wrong.
Well, so since you just said that, you lead me to my next question. After the performance that Shohei put on in Game 4, and, the team doing what they've been doing all season, do you think the Blue Jays have a chance?
No.
No?
No.
Okay.
I don't think.
So do you think, over 4 or 5?
I said last night we were sitting in the living room watching that game my father-in-law and my wife and I said I believe we're probably I think it's the Dodgers in 5, possibly 4, but I think maybe 5.
Okay, well I can understand that. I have the Dodgers in 6.
Yeah,
and the reason I say 6 because if the Blue Jays bring their bats with them, now granted they got the first 2 games at home. Yeah. So if they could bring their bats with them and get deep into the pitch count with the Dodgers pitchers and dip into their bullpen, even though the Dodgers bullpen is really good, I believe that the Blue Jays rotation can get the better of the Dodgers bullpen compared to their starters. So I believe with that, if they're patient, they have to be patient. They can't chase pitches.
Yeah.
So if they're patient and can kind of muck it up a little bit, I believe they can make it a series. I don't think they'll win. I would love to see them win. I really would love to see them win because then I can rub it in Lowe's face.
That's right.
Because I know he's going to run around with his Dodgers banner.
Yeah, I know. I still got to hang that ugly ass thing.
Yeah, you still have to hang that up, but I wouldn't be surprised if the Dodgers ended at 4, but I can see this going to 6 if the Blue Jays bring their bats because they lost the first 2 games in the NLCS.
Yeah, but I feel like in this series,
I'm sorry, ALCS. I'm sorry.
The lineup the Dodgers have, no disrespect to the Mariners, because I think unfortunately I would have been rooting for the Mariners had they made it. but I don't think they would have had a chance. That Dodgers
Yeah.
lineup is insanity.
Yeah, that the Dodgers lineup is crazy.
I mean, it doesn't let up until like the eighth hitter.
Yeah.
I mean, you could literally the top 6 or 7 guys in that Dodgers lineup would immediately start on 26 of the other teams over who they have.
Yeah.
Like they're just so good, and they've been there before now, right? Like this isn't, they got seasoned champions on that team now. So
absolutely.
And I just think if the Blue Jays can somehow win the first 2 games at home, I think they'll have a chance.
Yeah.
If they drop even one of the first 2, I think it's over.
Yeah, I think they have to at least win one of them. I mean, because they just dropped the 2 against the Mariners at home, so they have to at least split at home.
Yeah, I think it's going to be an uphill battle for them.
Yeah,
I mean, especially
I agree with that though.
You know, you got Freeman and those guys. And Ohtani is. I'm not. You know, we've had these GOAT conversations many times, different sports and that. I always, everybody's so quick to anoint someone the GOAT. Oh, he's the greatest of all. You know, it's like, slow down. I mean, it's all relative to the teams they play on and the people they play against and the way the game is and all of that stuff. That matters.
Yeah.
You know, so I don't really like comparing eras because I'm sure there were many people that could have two-way played in the 80s and 90s and
of course,
but that just wasn't a thing. It wasn't necessary. You know, and now with the way people are being trained, that's not going to be uncommon in 10 or 15 years.
So do you think somebody will come down the pipeline, go 10 strikeouts and hit 3 bombs?
Yeah, I think that's the way the game is headed. Because what you have right now is you have youth that are fans of Ohtani.
That's true.
So now that somebody, and he's not the first person to ever do it. He's the first person to do it like he's doing it.
Yeah.
But you're going to have youth that are going to be doing that.
Trying to implement it.
Yeah.
Or imitate it.
Imitate it and do it. And a small percentage of them will not make or will make it. But there'll be more. I just think in 15 years from now, it wouldn't surprise me if there's a dozen guys in the league that do it.
Yeah, and that's what I was thinking about with Travis Hunter. Because I remember, high school, everybody played 2 ways. Pop Warner, you played both ways. Yeah. But to play it at the level that they're playing it, that's what separates them from everyone. I believe that's one of the greatest baseball performances I've ever seen in my life.
I've seen.
I would have to go back in the memory bank. Yeah, I have to go back in the memory bank and see if that was the greatest. But that's definitely one of the greatest.
Yeah, and the only reason, I mean, because and I have this conversation with my nephews all the time, especially the younger one, because he's more of this younger generation.
Yeah,
and so when we've talked about it, and like the 10 strikeouts. And I'm not knocking the 10 strikeouts. 10 strikeouts, 10 strikeouts.
Yeah.
But the average hitter is not as good now, as dumb as that sounds. You have less pure hitters now, I think. Batting averages are down.
Yeah.
You have less guys batting over 300.
Yeah.
You can say, okay, well, the pitching's better. Well, that may be true, but there's also a strike zone thing now.
Yeah.
That's a thing. You have a pitch clock now. There's all kinds of the pitcher, and that's what I used to love about baseball so much, was the pitcher controls the speed of the game.
Yeah.
And that's gone now because they have a pitch clock. So they don't control the speed of the game now. The clock controls the speed of the game.
Yeah.
And, I just think, 3 homers in a playoff game, 3 homers in a World Series, that's been done.
Yeah.
That's not new.
No, yeah.
Now, obviously, when you couple them together, it's like, yeah, that's something. But let me ask you this. If he'd have went 10 strikeouts and hit those 3 bombs, but they lost that game, would we be thinking the same way?
I think we would still be saying it was one of the greatest games individually, but it wouldn't have as much luster because
for sure
you have the loss.
To me, the greatest achievement I have seen in a with my own eyes, not one that I read about, but my Reds played the Phillies in, I believe, 2010, and they got no hit in the first game. Roy Halladay started that game for the Phillies, and he no hit the Reds in game 1. And that was because that Reds lineup was decent.
Yeah.
I mean, that was not a bad Reds team. And he shut them down. Now, I feel like he was a great pitcher of his era. He's one of the best pitchers. He was fantastic. So to me, that was 9 innings of greatness.
Yeah, I agree.
You know, I mean, in Shohei's case, and I don't want to downplay. I mean, the fact that he pitched at all and hit 3 homers, that is a huge feat. But I don't know. I just feel like in 15 years from now, and maybe it'll be a while before that gets matched in a playoff game. But in 15 years from now, when the youth, and I use this comparison, I don't know how much bowling you've done. I know we bowled together in a fun thing one time, but when I was coming up bowling, I used to watch bowling on TV. Bowled in high school traveling league. My parents bowled. Everybody I knew bowled. I bowled in adult leagues from the time I was old enough until I was in my probably mid-30s.
Yeah.
And I only had ever known 1 or 2 guys that bowled with 2 hands.
Okay.
That's commonplace now.
Okay.
And when it first started, when the first few guys did it, even I was one of them like, yeah, that's not real. Like, that's just, now that's Jason Belmonte's one of the greatest bowlers that the Pro Tour's ever seen, 2-handed bowler.
Yeah.
There's multiple of them on the Pro Tour now that do it that way. So it's one of those things that now that it's been done, it'll be replicated.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
that's understandable. I could definitely understand that.
But I'll be pulling for the Blue Jays because I don't have it in my heart to root for the Dodgers.
There you go. There you go.
But unfortunately, baseball season is about over. But that's okay because that means we'll be able to turn all of our focus for the rest of the football season.
That's right.
So do you got anything else before I move into this fantastic trivia question I got for you?
No, hit me with it. Me with it.
All right, let me get some juice out. All right. Okay, so I got to give you a little, I got to break this down for you a little bit.
Okay.
The Super Bowl began in 1967, right?
Right.
Since then, now we're going to take out Donald Trump and the Eagles winning this. So the Eagles winning last year was the first Super Bowl during this Trump administration. So take that one out.
Okay.
Taking that one out, there have been 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 different administrations, presidential administrations since the Super Bowl began.
Okay.
Okay. Now I'm not going to test your history and make you name all of those. That's not.
I appreciate that.
During those times, I'm going to give you these numbers. Lyndon Johnson, there were 3 Super Bowls played. Richard Nixon, there were 5. Gerald Ford, there were 3. Jimmy Carter, there were 3. Ronald Reagan, there were 8. Senior George Bush, there were 4. Tricky Willie, whatever, Clinton, there were 8. Son George Bush, there were 8. Obama, there were 8. And then Trump's first administration, there were 4. And then there were 4 under Biden. Okay? So the question is, one president out of all of those, one administration did not have a multiple Super Bowl winning team in their administration.
Gosh. Okay.
And hold on. I'm going to give you some more. So just to clarify what that means, in every other administration, at least one team won twice during that administration.
Gotcha.
Okay. Now I'm gonna go ahead and lop off the first 4.
Okay.
Because that's going to the way back. That's really before we were born. So that's not fair. So I'm going to lop off Lyndon Johnson, Richard Nixon, Gerald Ford, and Jimmy Carter, because even though they only had 3, 5, 3, and 3 Super Bowls, they all had a winner that won multiple Super Bowls.
Okay.
So from Ronald Reagan on,
So,
which administration had all different winners in
okay.
their administration?
All
So if
right.
you kind of think about this and break it down by the year, and I can give you some years if you need
Just
some
give
years.
me Reagan's first year.
1981.
Okay. Hmm.
This is a tough one. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is a tough one.
Let's see. So not Biden because the Chiefs repeated.
Okay.
All right. Not Obama.
All right. I'm gonna make this a little bit easier because this is a tough one.
Not Clinton.
So Reagan, Clinton, George W. Bush, and Obama were the only ones that had 8 Super Bowls. It is one of those 4.
Okay. Well, it's not Obama.
Okay.
You said Obama, W. Bush, Reagan,
And Clinton.
and Clinton. Clinton
If you need some years, say the word.
Clinton was 92 to 99.
Clinton
I'm
would
gonna
have
go.
been technically, so that's when he's elected. So technically Clinton is 93
Well, 93 to
to 2001.
2001, yeah.
Yeah. And then George W. would be 2001 to 2009. And Obama would be 2009, 2017.
I'm gonna go with Reagan.
Reagan. That is so wild you chose that one. That is incorrect.
Ugh.
Not only that, that is the only administration where there were 3 multiple winners.
Really?
Yes, the Raiders won twice, the 49ers won twice, and Washington won twice during his time.
Holy crap!
Bill Clinton had the Cowboys win 3 times.
Yeah, that's why I took Clinton out.
And he had the Broncos twice.
And he had the Broncos, yes.
George W. Bush had the Patriots win 3.
Yes.
So the answer is Barack Obama.
I'm thinking Patriots was with Barack. That's why
So
I took him out.
In Barack's 8 years, he had the Steelers, the Saints, the Packers, the Giants, the Ravens, the Seahawks, the Patriots, and the Broncos. He had 8 different teams win the Super Bowl.
So the Giants won over 2 different administrations.
Yes, they were the last one. They were the last one in George W. Bush's, and they were the 4th one for Obama.
Gotcha. That was good.
So it was a tough one. I knew that was
good.
Tough. That would have been hard for me. I mean, I'm a history buff.
You took me back to U.S. history class, man. I think I fell asleep in that class, man.
I just saw it, and I thought it was very interesting. And I don't know that I would have gotten that. I probably wouldn't have.
Man, that was good though.
But yeah. So, and it's wild because the early years, like Lyndon Johnson, well, the Packers won the first 2 Super Bowls.
Yeah.
Under Nixon, they had the back-to-back Miami Super Bowls.
Yep.
Gerald Ford had the first 2 Steelers Super Bowls that were back-to-back, and then Carter had the second back-to-back Steelers Super Bowls.
Steelers, yeah.
And then Reagan had the Raiders, 49ers, Redskins. George Sr. had back-to-back 49ers.
Yep.
Clinton had the Cowboys in Denver. And then going forward, Trump had the 2 Patriots teams, and then Biden had the Chiefs, which you got that. But
I'm thinking, for whatever reason, I'm thinking that the Patriots were up under Barack. But no, you're right. They were up under.
But yeah, I just thought that was an interesting.
Wow, that's cool.
And the fact that, I mean, through how that just, to me, that shows you how great the NFL is.
Yeah.
The fact that for 8 years you had 8 different champions.
Yeah, that's parity.
Awesome. Yeah,
that's what baseball need to get to, man. Get a cap, man, so you can get parity around the league, man.
Yep.
And not just getting junkernauts in out of like 4 teams, but That's neither here nor there. That's another episode for another day.
Yeah, I'm looking forward when we get together on Thursday, chopping up this coming week's games. There's some good ones. So
yeah, man. I'm looking forward to it, man. Guys, if you like the content, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share, and we'll be back at you on another one on Thursday, man. It was a good one, buddy.
Take
Talk
care,
to
boss.
you.
Later.